In this video, we will review cooling and dehumidification on a psychrometric chart, focusing on the cooling coil process line, apparatus dew point, living coil air, and bypass factor. When air passes through a cooling coil, its dry bulb temperature decreases. If the coil surface is cold enough to remove moisture, the humidity ratio also decreases. That is when cooling and dehumidification occur together. The key points are entering coil air, leaving coil air, and ADP. The entering air is often mixed air. The leaving air is the air leaving the cooling coil. ADP is located on the saturation curve and represents the effective coil surface condition. On the chart, the coil process line starts at the entering coil air condition and moves down and to the left toward the leaving coil air condition. If we extend this process line to the saturation curve, we can identify the apparatus dew point. ADP must lie on the saturation curve. It's not just a random point. It's found by extending the cooling coil process line to the saturation curve. It should not be confused with the room sensible heat ratio line. In practical equipment, the leaving air usually does not reach ADP exactly. It falls somewhere between entering air and ADP. The bypass factor describes how close the leaving air condition gets to the ADP condition. If only dry bulb temperature decreases and humidity ratio stays constant, that is sensible cooling. When the humidity ratio decreases, moisture is being removed and latent cooling is occurring. Common mistakes include using only supply air dry bulb temperature, ignoring humidity ratio, and confusing the coil process line with the RSHR line. The coil line and room line are related through supply air, but they are not the same process. In a real design review, check the entering coil condition, leaving coil condition, and whether moisture removal is occurring. Then verify whether the leaving air point is realistic and whether the coil process line extends to the reasonable ADP. The key takeaway is that cooling and dehumidification should be understood from the coil process line. ADP belongs to coil interpretation. The leaving air point depends on coil performance and bypass factor, and the coil process line should not be again confused with the RSHR line. You can review the full training page and related HVAC psychrometric examples at hvacici.com. In the next video, we will review mixed air and ERV, HRV process lines.